Alright, Knights of Apollo, what is up? Welcome back to Rise of Mordor. Today we have an absolute epic battle. This is a 4v4 at Fangorn Forest. Now I do have some news. I have some news about the mod that you definitely wanna listen to, because this is a big change. It's a little disappointing. The modders, it's not the modders' fault, but essentially what has happened is that Warner Brothers has contacted the developers of the mod and are trying to take it down. They're trying to, destroy this beautiful mod. Now, I don't know if they're trying to destroy it, but at least what I do know is that they are forcing them to change their name of the mod. So it is now the Dawnless Days is the official name of Rise of Mordor. Now, personally, I'm going to keep calling it Rise of Mordor, but if you are looking to download it, if you're trying to find information on it, you might have to start using the Dawnless Days. It's unfortunate, but that's just how it goes. I don't know why. The only thing I can think of is that maybe Warner Brothers is creating a new Lord of the Rings strategy game. That's the only thing I can think of, because I don't see how they lose out on money from a mod. I mean, this is a passion project. This isn't like the creators are getting money from this. I don't know how they lose out, because how is Warner Brothers losing money from this? Again, only thing I could think of is maybe they're making a strategy game that is themed with Lord of the Rings. I really don't know, but yeah, there's I don't even know if that's all the changes that's going to be happening to this mod. I just know the name is called Dawnless Days, and the modders are very frustrated. They're very upset about this, but they're going to do whatever it takes to keep this mod alive and keep it going, even if that means they have to change some names here and there. Of course we all know what Dawnless Days is. It's Rise of Mordor. It's Lord of the Rings. So hopefully that fix itself. Hopefully, rebranding kind of helps with that whole issue. But anyways, at this point, guys, let's jump into the battle and see the factions here today. And it does look like it's going to start very aggressive here, so I'm actually going to pause it. So let's start with the baddies here. So on the bad side, and it's going to be a strange mix of armies, we've got Mordor. So Mordor is on the extreme flank here, and they are ready to go. They've got the awesome cav. They've got the awesome infantry. Awesome as in, they look awesome. The orcs are the greatest of soldiers, but they've got a lot. Next to him, we have Rohan. So Rohan, I guess you could argue this is like a rogue, like fringe faction of Rohirrim that I guess they feel like they see the writing on the wall, and they've joined Mordor in their evil pursuit of conquering the West. And then next to them, we have another Mordor army. Again, awesome cav. The Witch King, the Servants of the Eye. They're very, very good cav units that can hold their own against most Western cav and Eastern cav. And then finally, the last army, we've got some evil dwarves. Erebor dwarves. Again, I guess you could argue these are just corrupted dwarves who have maybe they have no choice, but they're gonna fight for Mordor. It doesn't make a lot of sense, but you know what? It's Lord of the Rings, or I'm sorry, it's Total War. So you can create these different scenarios. On the other side, we have the Dunlendings. These guys have kind of done the opposite. They've joined the West. They've joined helping the Western kingdoms of Middle-earth. So Dunlendings are here, and then way over here, there's a big gap between the armies. We've got Gondor, which good old Gondor. You love to see them. They look awesome, classic. One of my favorite factions in the game, just because I love the style of Gondor. Then we have the Woodland Realm. So we got some Mirkwood elven archers and soldiers here. So they're gonna do pretty well in Fangorn Forest. They're kind of used to the forest. It would be kind of cool if they get some sort of like forest perk, when they're in a forested map. They get some sort of fighting bonus. And then finally, we have the Imladris, which they are bringing only cav. They have horse archers and horse, just like shock cav. So yeah, they're bringing just horses, which is fairly interesting. So let's go back to normal speed, get this one underway. It does look like it's gonna start with a pretty nasty charge. Maybe he's just moving up the cav. Let's see, yeah, he is stopping the cav here. We've got Gondor cav. We have the Swan Knights, Knights of the Silver Swan. So cool. And then more Gondor cav. So the big question here is, really, how is this going to play out? Because the Dunlendings are super far away from Gondor. I mean, Gondor's got to be feeling at this point like, whoa, bro, are you betraying me? Unless this is just part of the strategy, because keep in mind, guys, these troops are considered hidden. The enemy does not see these troops, so they might be able to sneak up on the dwarves. Maybe the dwarves, oh, this might actually be pretty good. If the dwarves overcommit here against Gondor. Now, of course, Gondor is going to be outnumbered 2-1. And now Gondor has moved up their cav. Look at this, so cool. But yeah, if Gondor is outnumbered 2-1, this is going to be scary for Gondor. But if they can just hold on until the Dunlendings can flank around, there is a chance. All right, the cav is looking for an opportunity to charge, but it looks like it didn't happen. I heard some arrows get shot here. Is that from Mordor? It sounds like it's from Gondor. Look at this. He's like, there they are. Look at this. So cool. They're ready. They're ready to fight. All right, now we've got a huge infantry push right now. Let's go ahead and check this out. Let's look at the HUD. Big infantry push mixed with archers in the back. And this infantry is going to try to get this fight underway as soon as possible. The dwarves, I don't think, realize that the Dunlendings are on the extreme flank. And the Dunlendings, they're definitely using this tree cover to try to put a surprise attack on the dwarves. Do the dwarves now see him now? Oh, I think they spotted him. They are now shifting a section of their army towards the Dunlendings. In fact, they're shifting most of their army towards the Dunlendings. And now this fight is already underway, as Mordor does not want to play any games here. He does not want to sit back and shoot arrows at each other. He wants to get the infantry into the fight. Some of the infantry not even fighting. Look at this. It's just like really close, not fighting. All right, now over on this side, the elves are in the mix of the fight as well. They've got some blades taking on Mordor, trying to help out Gondor in the Fangorn Forest, which I believe Fang means beard and Gorn means tree. So, tree beard? Or do I have that the other way around? Anyways, nice cav charge here by the elves. The Imladris elves with their all cav army. Oh, he's like, get back, orc scum. So yeah, they're taking out these elves. Or I'm sorry, they're taking out these orcs. But it's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough for the elves as they take on these forces and try to, you know, weaken them as much as possible. It's gonna be tough because they only have calves, so they're gonna be really creative with that. And then over here, back over here. Jeez, words are hard. Back over here, we've got a big cav engagement. Looks like Rohan is helping out Mordor, killing the Gondor cav. I mean, geez, you know, I know Rohan wasn't fans of Gondor, but this is a bit extreme, you know. This is a bit crazy. But yeah, they're definitely helping out as much as possible. Gondor is in the mix here with some infantry. This is getting a little crazy right now. Very just chaotic. We got some elven spears. Oh, these hall guardians are nasty good. They're gonna go in. They're like, we're here to help, Gondor. We're gonna help your cav, sort of. We're gonna stand behind you and kind of just sit here. But yeah, he needs to get up to that fight. This infantry battle is still waging on. Gondor can only hold on for so much longer. The dwarves have made a pretty decent maneuver. They have kind of shifted their army. We'll see them once we get over this battle line. Yeah, they're right here. Look at this. They've shifted their army, and they're now aiding their Mordor ally and trying to bring down the men of Gondor. But here's a great opportunity for dwarves to kill some elves. And now they're pushing around with some dwarven warriors. So the elves are definitely trying to help out on this flank. Mordor's got some forces over in the mix. Dwarven warriors are going in. So yeah, it's getting a little crazy. Dunlendings realize, hey, we gotta go. We gotta get going. If we don't move up, we're gonna lose this battle because Gondor is experiencing the full wrath of not only Mordor but also the dwarves. So I like this move by the dwarves. It's like a nice, like, we can still help Mordor in taking on Gondor, but at the same time, we're forming a nice line to protect ourselves against the Dunlendings who are flanking around. Over here, there's a lot of small pockets of fighting. The elves and some cav moving in. It looks like, oh no, Gondor's cav has been utterly crushed. Yeah, it just seems like Gondor just kind of sent them in and let them die. They were overwhelmed by the awesome cav of Mordor, but also the Rohirrim spears, which is just, it's not going to be a good day for your cav if you're fighting spears like that. On the far flank, nothing too crazy going on. It looks like a little bit of a standstill as the Imladris cav force, I guess this is all that they could send to aid Gondor. They're just not really doing much, and because of that, Mordor here, or I'm sorry, Rohan is just able to shift over a ton of troops. Is this all Rohan, or is this... No, this is Mordor. Okay, so Mordor is now shifting towards their ally Rohan, and they're gonna go and just that's smart too. You want to do that. You don't want to fight in this open area against cav. Stick with your allies, stick with your teammates, and try to fight this cav together. But you can see this is definitely this is definitely the front line for this men and elf alliance, like right in the tree line. You see how it just kind of follows the tree line? They're trying to use the trees as a bit of a protection against enemy archers, trying to make their stand here. And now they're having to desperately shift over more and more infantry. The Dunlendings need to go. The fact that they're just chilling back here is a big problem. They need to get these guys into the fight because they are running out of time. Gondor is holding on by a thread. Gondor in the Woodland Realm, holding on by a thread. So they're trying the best they can, but time is running out. I don't know how they're going to do this. The Imladris cav force have shifted over closer to their allies. They're trying to engage the Rohirrim cav. Look at this. I love the Rohirrim cav. It's like Saxon horse people. It's so cool. They look awesome. They look like Chads. This guy has an arrow in his head. Okay. All right, back over this way. Yeah, more fighting. Imladris taking on Rohan. Knights of the Marked fighting their hearts out. We've got horse archers nearby who are opening fire. It's a little risky because you could get a lot of friendly fire. This is such a cool map too. It just looks awesome. Really does look like Fangorn Forest. Oh, the enemy general is dead. Oh no, whose general is that? Is that the Imladris general? Oh, that's Rohan's general. Knights of the Silver Swan. The general falls defending the far right flank of the Gondorian army. This could be a recipe for disaster as hopefully word doesn't get out here that the general is dead and Gondor keeps fighting. They have to. The dwarves are now setting in their golden units, the Tomb Wardens. Oh man, and here comes, yes, here comes the Dunlendings, but man, they took their time. They got to get in there. There they go. There they go. And the question is, can they save this fight? Lots of infantry charging in. Look at both forces clashing. This force able to sneak by this gap, and he's actually going to get these crossbows by surprise. That's awesome. It's going to help him silence these crossbows and take them out, hopefully. Back over on this side, the Dunlendings are now committing their infantry into this big fight, but they've got to hurry up. The Dunlending cav cannot hold on for much longer. And sure enough, they do get there in time, but this Dunlend cav is severely weakened as they've been fighting Mordor's dead evil cav. The gruesome, gross cav. Alright, the balance of power is in favor of Mordor. The Dunlendings, this is their big moment. If they can break through and defeat the Dwarven army, this is their chance. The only problem here, though, the only problem is that a lot of their solid infantry is way over here dealing with the cav. And I'm not saying that's necessarily a bad move. It's just the circumstance. It's just what's going on. It's tough. They're trying to take out this deadly cav with the gruesome charge right there. They're trying to take out the deadly cav, but they're just really struggling to do it. And yeah, Dunlendings do not look like they're overwhelming the dwarves right now. The dwarves look like they're easily handling this fight against the Dunlendings. And they're just fighting it out, fighting it out. Let's go back over here. If the Gondor side, the good guys mostly, is going to win, then the elves on this front are gonna have to win here. Not just by the skin of their teeth, but they're gonna have to dominate their opponents. And just bringing an all-cav army just isn't really getting it done right now. It's just not happening. Looks awesome though. So yeah, they need to do everything they can to try to break down this army. But again, I just don't think an all-cav army is going to really do it for them. And now the death grip is surrounding Gondor. Gondor just currently throwing as many troops as possible into Mordor's army. I mean, this isn't over by any means. Ooh, nice kill. This isn't over by any means. There's still 10 minutes, 11 minutes in the replay, and the balance of power is in favor of Mordor, but it's not to the point where it's impossible for Gondor to win this one. So Gondor just needs to rally their troops. They need to keep fighting, and maybe if they can just somehow turn this around with a cav play or a flanking play, or just break, or maybe kill the general. The fight over here is still going on. Look at this. Look at this. The Dunlendings need to win over here as well. They need their infantry to cut down this cav. If they are able to break the Mordor cav, then it might be looking good. It might be looking good because a lack of cav can be pretty tough for Mordor because their infantry alone will not be strong enough. But again, there's still a lot of dwarven infantry, so I don't think the infantry issue is going to be an issue. So yeah, that fight's still going on. There's some small pockets of fighting over here. What is this? Oh, this is the Imladris elves throwing in their cav, killing some archers. So they're in the back line. This is pretty epic. They're in the back lines doing what they can to cut down any vulnerable units. Look at them. So awesome. Now we have the general. Ooh, the general of the Dunlendings going in. A solid unit, a solid force. But the elves are now running their infantry. They've got some leftover infantry. They're shifting them to the back lines because they have pretty much wiped out Gondor. Gondor is pretty much dead. Now that's all that's left of the Gondor alliance is mostly elves and Dunlendings. Dunlendings. So the balance of power, I would say, has shifted a little bit even more in favor of Mordor. So the chances of the Gondor side winning this is narrowing. The light at the end of the tunnel is getting smaller and smaller. And it's going to be tough, but it's not impossible. But I feel like at this point, Mordor and the dwarves are going to have to do something really stupid to lose this battle. Now he's got some dwarven halberdiers. Oh, that's gonna... Ugh. I wish he didn't charge them in, like, front on. Like, he needs to try to get behind these halberdiers. But more and more infantry are arriving. Tomb warriors moving up. So flanking around this unit's going to be even more difficult because of the extra support. We've got the general now coming in. That was a nice charge. That was a nice charge by the Dunlending general, getting behind this big blob of orcs. But is it enough? Is it enough to break this force? It's possible. It's very much possible. But it's going to be tough. And now we have the cav running around. We have the general of the Imladris army trying to find any kind of weak spots in this Mordor alliance. And I just don't see it. I don't see it. Yeah, there goes the Nazgul. Nazgul, the general of one of the Mordor armies, moving in. There he is. There he is. Kind of hard to see as he's cloaked in all black. There he is. Oh, he's like, die, you elven scum. Or not. Let's see. Can he kill? Can he get a kill? Can you get a kill? He's just whacking and hacking at this elf. Wow, some good units. Nobody's really dying. Oh, not good. Not good. Dunlendings are getting surrounded by the dwarves. And at this point, guys, at this point, I think it is safe to say that the Gondor Alliance have been defeated this day. So, to kind of give a better view of this fight, kind of talking about the strategies here, I do like the Dunlendings, like when they were kind of maneuvering through this forest. It was pretty cool because they were hidden and they were kind of getting behind the dwarves. But I think that time, that time of them maneuvering up just kind of killed the battle for Gondor, because Gondor, by the time the Dunlendings actually met the dwarves and actually fought the dwarves, it was too late. Gondor was too weakened. The Woodland Realm was too weakened. And, of course, this horse army is not really doing anything productive. I hate to say it, but I'm not a fan of an all-horse army. Especially in a map like this, where archer fire has been, it's tough to get any kind of archer damage going, because the trees will block a lot of the arrows. So these horse archers were pretty ineffective. Yeah, so I think that the Dunlendings, if they just gave up the element of surprise and maneuvered their army to Gondor, as soon as Gondor was getting double teamed, if they moved towards Gondor and dealt with them, it would have been a much better situation for Gondor. Now, there was some great plays here. The Mordor and the dwarves did a great job. Good teamwork. I absolutely loved. I think the dwarves. I'd give them the MVP of this match. I don't know. It's tough to say. Everybody did pretty well on the Mordor side, but the dwarves, the fact that they kind of shifted their army over, I love that move. They basically formed like an L next to Gondor, so they could still double team Gondor, but at the same time protect the back lines against the Dunlendings. So at this point, guys, there is a couple elves kind of running around. There's still 4 minutes in this replay, so I assume nothing's really going to come out of this. I think they're just going to use up all their ammo and then eventually charge in and lose. So I'm going to go ahead and get us to the end results. Alright, so there we go. Pyrrhic victory for the evil guys. Let's finally look at these end results. So I believe this was sent in by Truth9, or it was Lugotorix. This was actually in the Rise of Mordor Discord, so I'll have a link to that. Big thank you for, being able to use the replays in this. If you guys have any cool replays of 1212 AD, Rise of Mordor, Napoleon, send them my way. I get a lot of Rome 2 replays, and I just kind of want to take a break from Rome 2 because we've done a ton of Rome 2. So if you have any cool replays, not like anything too silly, but if you got any cool ones, definitely send them my way. You can do that through my Discord. But yeah, I do appreciate it. But yeah, actually, you know, in Ladris didn't do too bad with their cav. A couple 300, I think the highest, oh no, almost 500 kills with one of their cav units. It's not bad, actually. So I can't say this was a terrible army build here. I don't know. It's tough to say. But yeah, let's go ahead and just kind of go through. I think yeah, Torex. This is the person who sent in the replay. But big thank you to all the players here involved. This was a lot of fun. I hope you guys enjoyed this battle as much as I did. And if you did enjoy it, of course, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe for more epic battles. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and I will see you next time on the battlefield.